Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and dreamers of all ages, welcome to the Disney Countdown Show.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
Hello, and welcome everyone to another episode of the Disney Countdown Show. I am one of your hosts, the Dapper Danielle, and I'm joined by my other host from the other coast, Miss Megan the Magical Millennial. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. I loved your little rhyme there. That was great.
Well, we tested this out during the last bonus episode, and I'm really loving it. So I'm gonna try to start working it in, and we're still workshopping it. We're still making it happen.
Yes, host from the other coast it's got a nice ring to it. I like it.
It does. And you know I love all the little rhyminess of if you're able to fit like a little rhyme or a little pun in there, the best.
Why not? Do it. Absolutely. Yes. But yeah, everything's good over here on the West Coast. It's a bit cloudy. Well, a little bit. It's kind of wearing off a little bit. It gets a little cold in the morning, and then it gets nice and sunny and 75 by noon or 1, and it's great. How are you doing over there, Danielle?
Girl, like I said, before we even started recording, I was struggle busing this morning. And I think it's because we're finally here in Florida. We're just now getting into our mid-afternoon rainstorms. And if you've listened to previous episodes and you've been here for a long time, y'all, and you're listening in, back when the weather changes, Danielle is very sensitive to all of this. So now that this next weather change is happening, I'm you can tell my energy's drained, and I'm really having to focus a little bit more to make sure I'm on time for things. It's so funny. I don't know why I'm so fickle about these things, but it just happens. I don't know why. I don't understand. But and I don't really talk about it on the socials, but in case you don't follow us over on the socials, again, we are the Disney Countdown Show over on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, Pod Disney over on the Twitter/X. And we also have a YouTube channel where you can be watching these. Some of you are actually watching on Spotify, so hello, fam. But if you want to watch over on YouTube, that's youtube.com/Countdown Network. And that also has episodes of our sibling channels too, like Christmas Countdown and Theater Countdown. All the other countdowns are over on that same network channel also. Yes.
Yep. Yes, indeed. And of course, you can always find us on our personals, which is at the Magical Millennial _ on all the things, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. And then she is the Dapper Danielle on all the things. And we post a good amount of content there pretty much every day. So.
Pretty much every day. And and it's so funny, we talk all the time about things that pop off and do really well on videos. And sometimes if you put the things that you don't put the most effort into are the ones that go viral, right?
True. Yeah, it happens every time. The ones that you come up with last minute, don't take up a lot of time to make, those are the ones that do really well. It's the ones that you actually put effort into. You're like, oh, this is a really good idea. I'm going to spend a lot of time on this. And then they just flop. But hey, that's social media for you. That's content creation. And that is what we have learned in the last couple of years of doing this. So fun times.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But if you like what you're listening to on this show, of course, we kindly ask that you rate or review us. We have been obviously doing this for almost a year now, which is crazy, Danielle. We are 2 months away from doing this for a whole year.
Girl, I was just thinking the same thing too, because again, back to the whole weather thing. I was I'm pretty sure I was having issues in July during the summer thunderstorms. And now I'm just oh wait, it's that time of year again. We've been doing this for a year. This is crazy.
How wild is that? Yeah. It's been a blast though. I've been having so much fun. We've come a long way for doing so many countdowns on this show, and just having a good time. So if you like what you're listening to, or if you disagree with what our countdowns, which a lot of you sometimes do, that's totally fine. We do have some hot takes. Feel free to rate and review us. You can rate us on Spotify and leave a review on Apple if that's where you're listening. Or of course, you can send us a DM on Instagram, and we call that our little fan mail. And we actually have some reviews that we have from the last week. If we want to read these real quick, Danielle, I got one right here. All right. So this first one is from Magic A with Manda. I think it's A and then with Manda is a little thing she put in her name. That's kind of cute.
Oh, I love
and
that.
She says, love, 5 stars. I have always been enjoying watching Danielle on TikTok. I just learned about the podcast as I was doing dishes and looking for something to listen to. I'm glad I found y'all's show. Already a big fan. Oh, yay. Well, that's awesome.
Happy
Danielle.
accidents. Those are the best.
Oh, the best. Yes. And Danielle is very amazing to follow on TikTok. So if you don't already, you got to follow her.
Oh, girl, I don't. Pausing real quick. This is another little ratatouille. Did you see the video I made? It's done pretty good. It's like over 200K, and it's about me calling out the Donald Duck history years.
Yes, I do. The one that Bailey made. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our friend over there, Long Distance Magic. The girl has a retro Disney t-shirt collection.
Yes. And a really, really good one with amazing t-shirts that I've never seen before from way back when.
Like if you need a catalog of what you've made in case you don't have it, go reach out to her. She's probably got it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really, really amazing. She's very good at finding things and like definitely keeping them from, I guess, the stuff from the 90s. She's amazing. So, and I loved your explanation of why they didn't put the years like they did for Mickey and Goofy on the Donald Duck shirt, which is honestly, I always feel like, especially in the United States, Donald Duck doesn't get enough love. And I know that he's beloved over in Europe and then a little bit over in the Asia parks too. Mm-hmm. But for the United States, he really is kind of like the side character, like he is kind of portrayed in the Mickey Mouse Club song. Like he's just the sidekick, the angry sidekick.
Right. And that's where I'm like, no, but his history was so important to America in post World War II. And I even say in that video, Mickey Mouse was only in 8 shorts from 1945 to 1960, where Donald was in over 70. He was the main duck. And I don't know. That's why I was personally offended by the lack of Donald representation, and I'm glad everybody else on social media totally agreed with me. That was a TikTok exclusive video, so if you follow me over on the Insta Spams or on the Book of Faces, I'm so sorry, y'all. That one was just for TikTok.
Yes, yeah, it definitely it was a good video to watch. I did not know much about the history of Donald Duck, and I was perplexed by why they didn't copy the years like they did for the other characters. So it was just really good to know. So thanks for that one, Danielle.
You're welcome. Well, we have another one over here. This is from Jazz Lambert saying, listen in if you love all things Disney. And it says, Jazz here. Oh, is your name Jazz? I love that.
Love it.
I am a newbie to the podcast listening life. When I tell you I love y'all's show, I absolutely mean it. I'm a lover of all things Disney. I'm an East Coast girl, North Carolina, who moved to the West a few years ago. I was an annual pass holder at Walt Disney World for years. And I first went to Walt Disney World in 2005 and I was hooked. Finding this podcast has brought the magic back into my life, and that is all things Disney. I am so thankful for Megan and Danielle. Y'all are so fantastic. Keep up doing what you're doing and spread the love and the magic that is Disney. Oh, thank you so much,
thank
Jazz.
you, Jazz. Thank you. Yes, will do. I first went to Walt Disney World in 2002. And so I got to see a little bit of what the older parks look like, or what the parks look like back in the day. And that's when I was hooked as well. Although I didn't go back until 2014, if you can believe it. That was my timeline with Walt Disney World. So fun facts about my history.
You were
with East
keeping
Coast
us
Park.
up to date over in the Disneyland side, though. That was your home park.
It was. I've been an annual pass holder since 2002, actually. Yeah.
There you go.
So 22 years. Crazy. All right. Well, we do also have some fan messages. Again, if you are not listening on Apple or Spotify and you just want to send us a message, please do. This one is from Courtney on Instagram, and she says, a topic that would be fun to discuss.
Oh. How
How to get the most out of a solo day. It may be more for us Magic Key and Annual Pass people, but I think a lot of newer key pass holders are slightly intimidated by a solo day, even though we watch you do it fabulously all the time. Courtney, yes, this is obviously, honestly, a great topic, at least for us to discuss. But I don't know if it would be like a countdown kind of thing that we could make it into, but we can absolutely talk about it. We can talk about it in episodes, but yes, Danielle and I do solo days quite often. We do like to go with friends, but we do solo days solely for like getting content and to just kind of knock out some work in the day. But I have a lot of tips for doing solo days, both land and world, because I've done both. So that is something we could definitely talk about. I could ratatouille about solo days.
You know what? That could actually be a really good, maybe not like a whole top 10 countdown, but maybe another like 5 countdown of us
Kind of like our
giving
top
our
5
own
tips.
Yeah, because we've done that before for
Just
for our
regular
trip
tips and tricks.
countdown,
Yes.
regular tips and tricks, but we can
Yeah.
narrow it down to be just about solo. And I love this question because this is a question that we've actually gotten during our virtual hangouts the past
Yes.
like 2 times that we've done them. And it's been great conversation, and we highly encourage y'all to try to do solo trip days. And yeah, let us know, is this something that y'all would be interested in learning, us teaching you our ways? Because just like how Megan has tips for Disneyland and Disney World, I also have tips for Disney World and Disneyland, believe it or not. And those are really the best days, is going by yourself. So I highly suggest it.
They really are, yes. And I have been fortunate to meet a lot of people, and maybe some of you who say that you listen to the podcast, that you're literally on a solo day when we're at the parks and you say, I'm on my first solo trip, or I'm doing a solo day. And I love hearing that it's going well. I don't think I've run into anybody that says it's not going well. So I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying it. And I'm so honored to be, the one to encourage you to do the solo days, because they are genuinely a lot of fun, and they can be very peaceful. And just, a nice way to get that little dose of happiness that you need in your life. So we could definitely talk about it more if you guys want to hear more about it.
Yeah, well, but I'm writing that down, putting a pin in it
jotting in the
now.
notes.
Yeah, I got the notes jotted down. You're all good to go.
Good.
Well,
Yay.
we do have we have a couple more little fan messages right here. This one is from Rachel on Instagram. It says, "Aloha from Hawaii."
Wow.
Hello.
Aloha.
Rachel. Megan and Danielle, I am a huge Disney fan, and I am loving the podcast. I follow both of your Instagram accounts. Big love for both coasts. Yes, love that. And I'm still catching up, and I got to the episode of the copy and paste rides at the park, and I completely agree that some rides you can double, but doing that too much ruins the uniqueness of the park. Oh yes, we have talked about this many times.
Yes, we have.
And some suggestions for rides, if there are any Disney connected people out there that are listening, you never know. She says Emperor's New Groove. That is one is literally staring them in the face. It has a ride built into the movie itself. A Goofy movie. I mean, that is coming back into popularity. All the millennials are introducing it to their kids now. Atlantis, which not my favorite movie, but could make a fun ride. I need to do a whole history thing of that. There was actually a Atlantis ride that was in concept and development, and it got scrapped.
Yes, it was. They actually, I'll let you finish the review and I'll talk about it more too.
No, you're good. And then, or Moana, and an actual ride, not just Epcot's walkthrough. Moana is big on Hawaii, and since we are closer to California, that could be much more popular. Mahalo for making my Mondays starting at my computer in the office 10,000 times better, Rachel. Oh,
thank you, Rachel. Thank you. Yes, and that list is honestly, it's a good one, and I think a lot of people are feeling the same way about some of these. I do think, and I hope, that we are getting something Moana in our Disneyland Forward expansion, which is something that we're going to discuss a little bit later. Maybe potentially a Moana attraction is coming. Not confirmed yet, of course, but fingers crossed. Atlantis, though, and I know Danielle has a lot of information about this too, but I was actually there at the parks when Atlantis was in talks to be the new submarine ride. So the submarine ride, 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea, inspired by 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea, closed in the late 90s, right? I had the great fortune to go on it in my childhood. I remember it a little bit. And then it closed. And then when Atlantis came out in the 2000s, it was discussed that, yes, we would actually be boarding one of those ships that go underneath the water, and you would go to Atlantis, essentially. And that was going to be the concept for it. But they even had a photo op, and I specifically remember taking a photo with this like submarine, this mini submarine outside the ride, and Atlantis backdrop. And so we were like, oh, that's so cool. Like, we loved Atlantis as kids, loved the movie. And then nothing happened. It was dropped. And then, of course, Finding Nemo, like 4 or 5 years later, came to be.
Atlantis come out again? Was that 2000?
I think it was 2000. It was
right?
like 2000 or 2001. Yeah. Yeah. So it was a millennium movie. And so it was going to be the submarine ride, which I think a lot of us would have enjoyed. But no, Finding Nemo then came out shortly after that. They were like, oh no, we should make it the underwater, fishy ride.
Right. I mean, Nemo did have huge box office success, more so than Atlantis did.
Way more.
And I think that really helped like build the love of like the merge, because that was also during like the talks in the beginning of Disney and Pixar becoming
the acquisition
more,
of Pixar. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much behind it. And yet one of our producers, Emilio, 2001 is when Atlantis came out. And if you were part of the travel world during 2001 and during around the time of 9/11 and the like drop in tourism after that and post that, it's amazing looking back at the history of it and seeing how much that time affected like projects being scrapped and all these other different things. So interesting. So interesting.
Disney did have a lot of ideas, and unfortunately with the times that a lot of them were just they couldn't follow through.
Right. But again, that would be like a whole video and Ratatouille.
Whole nother
that's going to take up way too much time.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about it. But let's get to our next and our final review here. So this is from Ashley on Instagram. And she says, love, love, love the podcast. I've been listening each week for a while, but now my 7-year-old loves listening too. We love creating our own countdowns to pass the time on our 3-hour drive to Disney World. It's so fun. So happy to hear you both love the song He Lives in You. It's the only reason I let my 5-year-old son watch Lion King 2 over and over. Oh, I just got chills. Such an amazing song. And now I must see it on stage. Thank you both so much for keeping it extra magical each week. Makes Mondays not feel so Monday, Forever a fan / follower of you both. Thank you, Ashley. That makes my heart so happy. And yes, He Lives in You is a fantastic song. Gives me chills every time. And I listen to it every time I go and see my fiance in Palm Desert. On my hour-and-a-half drive.
Speaking of the stage show, again, if you have not seen Lion King on Broadway or the travel show, you need to go see it. And their social media team, the videos that the Broadway team has been making backstage, hilarious, going viral. They're fantastic, and I'm obsessed with their whole videos that whole production and cast has been putting out. It's been great.
People love to see BTS of the Broadway productions. I mean, I love to see it. It's so cool and very funny. Yes. Well, thank you all so much for these reviews. Of course, if you want to leave a review, again, feel free to DM us, or you could leave it on Apple, and then we do have the ratings on Spotify. But we also have some new Patreons that have joined the Disney Countdown Show Patreon fam. So hello.
The family is getting bigger and bigger. Yes.
I know. Thank you all so much. We have Kristen, Sydney, Melinda, Gianna, and Pam. Hello. Thank you so much for joining. And of course, we do have some of our Patreon fam in the chat with us right now. They are watching us record this live, so hello to everyone over there. Hi. And we have a lot of fun over on the Patreon fam. We actually we got 3 tiers to our Patreons, and that includes a bunch of stuff, whatever fits your fancy, whatever kind of level of magic that you want, we got it for you. We do have a virtual hang coming up for our DC33 pass holder members, and we're going to be chatting with you all very soon. So if you want to join that, if you want to be a part of it, chat with us, ask us questions, that is coming up, I believe, on May 24th is what we said, right, Danielle? Yes, and I will be recording that and talking about from my car because Fantasmic does debut that day, so I will be going into the car immediately after that to go watch Fantasmic and go grab my spot. So, yeah, that's right. But so that'll be my deal.
Also, if you maybe you're like, okay, I don't want to join the Patreon, but you want to listen to our bonus episodes that we do have, because we get a little unhinged sometimes in the bonus episodes.
We do.
Or
a little more
we have
unfiltered.
Plenty of Ratatouilles in that also. You can become a paid subscriber over on Spotify and Apple too, and that's how you can access at least the bonus episodes. We also have a Discord server that is open to everyone. So in our Discord, there's one little tiny channel that is open to everyone. Everyone can access that, and then to access the other channels, you do have to be part of the Patreon to be able to access those too. Hopefully I explained that correctly. Yes.
I think that was absolutely right. Nice job. Well done.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't understand Discord very well. Thankfully, we have some really great mods and some team members that actually do understand that way better. I just come in and log in just to look at the memes, and everybody just sends me pictures of merchandise of my son. My son's actually Orange Bird and Chubby, and I'm not angry about it. I love it so much.
That's great. That's fantastic. Yes. Yeah, we have got a lot of fun stuff going on over there. So if you want to join the Patreon or become a paid subscriber, we do have the link to our Patreon in the episode notes, or you can search Disney Countdown Show on patreon.com. All right. Danielle, what's been going on over there on your coast? What's happening? Have you been to the parks recently?
I went to the parks yesterday, and I went to Hollywood Studios. I literally just chilling, hanging out. But like I said, the weather has changed officially, and
I've been seeing it on videos. Yes,
I was not prepared, so I didn't have my umbrella. I didn't have anything. So for half of the day, I don't know. I got to give myself props though, right? Is that the whole joke is Floridians, we can smell when the rain is coming, right? So I knew, I was just okay, I felt it. I'm like, you know what? It's going to start raining in 7 minutes. Oddly 7 minutes. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to get this and I'm going to move to the next location. As I'm walking under the underhang, torrential downpour. And everybody's like, what's going on? And I'm just standing there with my little drinky drink, and I'm just like sipping it like dramatically. just imagine like deadpan Danielle hiding under one little underhang that's only big enough for one person in Hollywood Studios, just drinking her little drinky drink and just looking at all these people running for their lives. And I am so amused.
You're just the maniacal little villain sitting back and watching the world crumble.
Yes, struggle, everyone.
Watching chaos
unfold. Try to run for cover. You shall not succeed. Your socks are now wet. That's me.
It is really amazing how fast or how wet you can get over there in Disney World in a matter of seconds.
Yes.
It's amazing.
And y'all,
so funny.
Don't wear jean shorts during the time that you're here in Florida during hurricane season starts here in 17 days. As we're filming this, it starts here very, very soon at the end of May. Just letting y'all know. So that means that the rain that we get is like a hurricane. And if you're wearing any type of jean material on the lower half of your body, it's not coming off. Just letting you know. And so I went to the restroom, and I'm hearing these girls, this whole flock they were all cheerleaders, and they were all wearing matching jean shorts. So they're all screaming at each other of how much they're struggling. And it was such a funny conversation that I started giggling in the stall next to them. Sorry. That's like way too TMI, but I was so amused by it.
Just like they couldn't get the shorts off, like they couldn't like remove
on
them
or off
from their bodies. Oh, that's so funny. Oh no.
So yes.
Oh no.
And they're all just like having the hardest time. And then I think this custodial cast member actually came in and is like, "Is everything okay? I can hear you guys from outside." And they're just like, "We're fine. We're just dying."
Oh no. Oh no.
It was very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's a good tip though, because jean shorts are usually in rotation for me when I'm over there. So now I will know.
Yes,
not
something that is easily dryable.
At least not
athletic
tight
wear.
Yeah.
Something.
Okay. That's good to know. Thank you. I have trouble. If I have trouble with jean shorts on Grizzly River Run, I'm going to have trouble with them in a Florida storm.
That's like, even so, we're going to talk about this in a little more detail as we get close, as we talk about in Disney news. But Tiana's Bayou Adventure opening, y'all forgetting how to ride or what to be prepared for if you're going to be going on a water ride, right?
Yeah.
Bear this in mind.
Don't get in a dress, like, please.
Or if you do wear a dress, like, just make sure it's a dark enough color, but it's still breathable. It's something that can dry really, really fast.
Or take your pictures beforehand and then bring a change of clothes. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
For sure. That's a good point. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I also went to the parks yesterday. Fun fact. I went to spent most of my time, all of my time in California Adventure, because we have a little channel that we're doing, y'all, with myself, Dapper Danielle, Eric, Beastly Appetite, and our friend Yeskel. And
I saw Yeskill yesterday too, by the way. I was
Oh,
meeting
did
her
you?
up in
Oh,
Hollywood.
nice.
I was trying to meet her up in Pop Century actually and help
Yeah.
her film some stuff. And traffic was awful. I ended up sitting on the road for almost like an hour. And
Oh, wow.
I'm texting her in traffic and I'm just like, girl, go stick to pirate rules, stick to the code. Those that get left behind stay behind, just move on without me. And eventually I met up with her over at Hollywood Studios, but I was going up and I met up with Yeskill and we had lunch together. It was good.
Nice. That's awesome. Very, very nice. Yeah, we I met up with Eric yesterday because he wanted to film a little something, and by the time this episode airs, it'll be out. So we did a mini episode that was inspired by Hot Ones from YouTube, which is now obviously a phenomenon and a big show. So he brought hot sauces for us to put on chicken tenders at Smoke Jumpers Grill in DCA and ask each other questions, like Disney related questions. Now, if you know me, you know that I'm not the biggest fan of spice. I can handle myself.
You do spice better than I do.
I put a Cholula Tapatio on my eggs and I love it because it's more of like that vinegary salty taste. I don't necessarily like the heat as much. But the second one he brought was like a chili honey or chili maple sauce or hot sauce. And it was a 2 out of 10 on that scale or something. And it was really good. Like I very much enjoyed it. Actually, the Tapatio was hotter than that in my opinion. And then, but it was the last one. It was the last, it would call it the last dab on Hot Ones.
Yes.
Yeah. You'll just, you guys can go and watch it and our reactions to that one. But even Eric was like almost on the ground.
I'm excited to see this because like Eric's facial expressions when he's like overly excited or he just like is too shooketh to be able to like function are hilarious. So
It's really, it's quite funny. Yes. I think though, so this is the thing about like knowing that you're going to do something that is going to make you uncomfortable. And I have this with going into haunted houses, like going into horror nights or something and going into a maze. I know I'm going to get scared, right? I know that there's going to be something that pops out behind certain corners or like windows or something. But when I go in there knowing that and going in like prepared, I have this like mentality that I am just not, nothing's going to scare me. It's a weird, like, I'm going to be this brave girl. I'm not going to be Megan for a second. I'm going to be this brave girl that walks in and I just take on this different persona and it makes me, I don't know. It makes things so much easier. It's weird. Like, I don't know. I get this like separate mentality that I bring into my brain.
There is a name for that, and I don't know if y'all are psych majors or something like that. You're gonna have to like let us know. But there is a term for that, and I don't think it's disassociating. It's something else.
But it's something like that.
Yeah.
It's something like that. You are essentially disassociating from your main personality, like that. Just knowing what is gonna happen. And then taking on a persona that is ready to accept that and not react as harshly to it. Do you know what I mean? So when I tried the spicy one, because I knew it was going to be like a killer spicy thing that I don't usually like, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be because I knew what was going to happen. So I don't know. I that's what I do to like make myself feel better and to like make the recovery process easier with like heightened emotions, heightened adrenaline. And that's why I think that's why, Danielle, that I hate loud surprising noises because I'm not prepared. I can't take on that persona. Do you know what I mean? So it makes me feel
you
super
can't like
vulnerable.
put that protection bubble around yourself and that
because I don't have time
more
to.
anxious.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
See that I'm gonna have to do that if I'm.
It's a little psychology thing to like think about. You know what I mean?
It is, but I'm gonna have to do that psychology thing to be able to get on Tiana's Bayou adventure because
you can totally do it. Yes,
girl. I don't know.
You can. Oh,
No.
it's a simple log drop.
So I know it doesn't. Still the and no, Danielle doesn't do that. And
Okay.
I because I still have so much of my cast member family that I am still very much connected with. We do like monthly dinners and hangouts with my old coworkers, and the cast member previews have dropped and they can bring people.
Yes.
And so that's all these conversations are happening in the group messages. And I'm like, oh, daggum, this is becoming a real thing now. And Danielle's going to probably have to get on the ride and she doesn't want to, but she really loves Tiana and I'm struggle bussing.
You're going to have to. You're going to have to. If you get invited to go for anyone else and annual pass holders, you're going to have to do it, which is going to happen, Danielle. You,
That's
Miss
a
Fairy
lot.
Godmother, you're gonna have to do it. I know. I mean, if I'll take your place, let me know, because by this, okay, we should just get into some Disney news, because now we're transferring.
Yes,
to
I think
Tiana.
it's
so.
about
Chris,
time.
why don't let's get into some Disney news?
We interrupt our program to bring you this
Disney news.
Our top story, Danielle is still a chicken and can Bayou adventure. Debbie in our Patreon chat here as we're recording this is just like, close your eyes. The drop. It's not that bad. No,
See, that's
Debbie.
what my mom does. Okay.
Mm-mm.
No? All right.
That's not how it works for Danielle.
Okay.
Sorry. You were saying, Megan.
Oh, yes. Okay. So Tiana's. We have a lot to talk about with Tiana's. Okay. So first of all, they did announce, it leaked somewhere on Sunday. This was 2 days ago, now over a week ago, that Tiana's was opening officially, grand opening on June 28th at Magic Kingdom. That was not released by Disney nor confirmed by Disney until American Idol aired later that night. Okay. So that was Mother's Day. It was not supposed to be leaked, apparently.
Was it
Disney didn't
somebody
announce it.
in the audience from the live audience that leaked it during the recording session?
Easily could have been. Oh, absolutely. Yes.
I bet that's what it was.
Which is such a shame, because all the third-party Disney news outlets were announcing it, and Disney had not said anything yet, because that was their plan. They were supposed to announce it during the show, and because they were that was a Walt Disney World show. All the American Idol, the contestants went to Disney World, and they were going to show their little clips of each of them and their families there. Anyway, it was
Which I think is
thing.
funny, because then the videos of like Katy Perry and all of them, they were in Disneyland. They weren't here in World.
They did DCA for Pixar Fest. They did do a promo there. Yes, they did.
Which was
land.
hilarious. Katy Perry's video of getting onto Incredicoaster, and they're
So
using
funny.
the Magic Band sound.
Yeah.
The dun
Yeah.
dun dun. Hilarious. And I the great bit.
Really good. Yeah, they did a good job over there. So that was cool. And it's I love their Disney episodes. They usually do one like at Aulani early on. So that it was cute to see. Loved the episode. But yeah, so Tiana's is officially, then they did announce it, confirmed, officially opening June 28th. And then this week, a bunch of stuff has been coming out about the D23 had teased their preview. They are going to do an event on, which now it is announced. I believe that is June 22nd. Sorry, everybody. Hang on. Let me just check that. Yes, June 22nd is going to be the D23 Gold member preview. They're going to have a like mini party with some jazz music and some snacks, and you can go on Tiana's at Magic Kingdom. I believe it's check-ins from 5 to 7. The tickets have already gone on sale. By the time this episode airs, they will have gone on sale by Thursday, May 16th at 10 a.m. Your girl hopefully will have her tickets by then. We'll see. These D23 events are very, very difficult to get into. I was fortunate enough to do the one for Cosmic Rewind in 2022. But we'll see about Tiana's, because this is going to be very challenging. However,
And that one's for World?
that one is for World. Yes.
So you're trying to get over here to World again?
Oh, 100%. Danielle, I have my annual pass.
She
Go
has an
ahead.
annual pass, and she's gone feral. She's just like, I have the availability to now. Danielle, you don't know when I'm going to be showing up. It's totally the vibe you're
I
giving
got
right
the
now.
magic card. I have the magic card on me. Yes. Oh, I'm going. I got my magic bands all set up. I'm ready to go. Now, okay, I'm trying to time it though, just in case I don't get D23. I do want to be there for the annual pass holder previews, which are now the 13th through the 20th. It's a select dates from the 13th to the 20th. And
Yes.
I'm trying to get there.
Which
for
is
those
funny
as
because
well.
it's like I have the email right here, because we just got this morning, and it's June 13th, 14th, 16th, 17th, 18th, jump to the 20th. So they're skipping the 15th and the 19th, which I think is interesting.
That is interesting. What days of the week are those? Let's see.
You know what? Hold on. Yeah, pull up the calendar. What days of the week are those?
15th is a Saturday. 19th is a Wednesday.
Unless it's just how training and cross training is going for the cast members.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to have a lot of CPs are going to have off in the middle of the week. So you had the most cast members off on like the Wednesday
Okay.
as they're trying to figure out scheduling before the grand opening the next week. I could see that that's what's happening is it's a training and scheduling thing for the cast.
Got it. And then they did say, at least in the little article I read, this is the first time I'll ever get to experience an annual pass holder preview at Disney World. Danielle, is this a virtual queue system only? How's that going to work? They did say you got to join a virtual queue.
Right. So you have to make a park reservation for Magic Kingdom on a preview date. And then your opportunity is a virtual queue that you get to join. And then it's just like Tron, basically.
Okay.
Where it's luck of the draw if you're going to get it or not. And you can try again at 1 p.m. if you miss the 7 a.m. opportunity.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
And what I think is interesting is that this virtual queue will be available for pass holders with a park reservation. So by doing the virtual queue, what it is that it is forcing to make sure that everybody in your party is an annual pass holder.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So by doing the virtual queue system, it's literally reading it as you're trying to like select your party. It's only going to let you select the annual pass holders. So if it's like only one person in your party is an annual pass holder and you're trying to get 4 other people in and they're just having a regular day ticket, they're not going to be able to get in. It is only for the annual pass holders.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Which I think is smart because I think that's what's happened in previous annual pass holder like previews is that like, oh, only one person in your party has to be the pass holder. And then all these other people get in and you're like, wait a second, they're not paying for that. So.
Right. Okay. Now I just opened the app because I was like looking at, there is a wait time to make a reservation on the app right now or on DisneyWorld.com, just so y'all know.
Oh.
I have 9 minutes. As annual pass holder previews have been announced, there is now a queue to get onto the website to make a reservation. So, fun times. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, though.
I know. Well, we'll see. This is nuts, y'all. Yeah, so Tiana's is already, it's going to be a very crazy time to be over there, but I'm going on this ride if it's the last thing I do.
Oh, that's a good question. So do you have to have a park reservation for Magic Kingdom specifically? It's not like you can have a park reservation and then park hop later at 1?
Good question. No, you for sure can. They said if you miss the first one. Oh, wait. So do you have to?
They can
like
enter Magic
day?
Kingdom Park without a reservation after 2 p.m. So you miss it.
You miss it. Oh, so you have to have it.
Well, let's see. The 1 p.m. virtual queue will be available to pass holders with a park reservation to any theme park for that day. As a reminder, pass holders must enter the theme park where they have a reservation prior to visiting Magic Kingdom Park, or they can enter Magic Kingdom Park without a reservation after 2. Okay, I read that wrong.
Okay. So you can.
But that doesn't make sense. You can't make a reservation if you don't have a thing. Okay, so yeah, you can do it as long as you park hop and you tap into Magic Kingdom before the 1 p.m. drop. Is what?
Okay, got it. Okay, because you don't have the 2 p.m. rule anymore.
No,
right?
But it's
great.
You don't need to have any sort of reservation for Magic Kingdom on a weekday, not a weekend, on a weekday, after 2. Which that doesn't help you because you've already missed the thing anyway.
That you would have missed. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. We're talking this out now, guys. Just like ranting about how this is going to work. Craziness. So yeah. Anyway, very exciting times. Exactly. Bodes well for how this is going to work in Disneyland, y'all, because we have a much smaller space over there. So this will be interesting. Virtual queues are going to happen for sure. We never get Magic Key Holder previews, so that's not going to happen. But it will be a virtual queue, 100%. Anyways, more news. Speaking of Disneyland, Disneyland Forward, the ever so talked about popular expansion that is happening to the Disneyland Resort is approved by the city of Anaheim. Now it would be 2 weeks ago. So Disneyland now has the opportunity to completely expand its theme parks far and wide, actually a very big area that they could cover. And they're going to do it. That is going to happen. So we have no idea what's going in there. We know that is going to happen, is going to start as soon as possible.
Like the zoning starts within the first 30 days. So we know it's going to be happening anytime soon. However, if you look at the timeline of the expansion, it spans 4 decades. The contract is from now to 2064.
Oh, wow.
That's how long they have for this expansion. So if we get, I'm saying this actually, it's going to be in the post in the breaking Disney news I have for today. If we hear anything at D23 this year, I'm going to be shocked.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. If anything, it'll be just like, here's the blueprint that we gave y'all already. That one kind of image.
We're acknowledging it, but everything is still subject to change.
Right. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to try to get excitement with any blue sky ideas or concepts, but maybe. We'll see. It is going to take a long, long time. So nobody get too excited yet. The earliest we'll see something is like, I think Danielle said 2030, something like that. Like it'll be a long time.
It's going to be a very long time.
Yeah. So 100th anniversary. Here we come for Disneyland. 2055.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so right.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. Maybe they'll do something like that.
Honestly, yeah, I totally see that happening. Oh, that's so interesting.
Only like 30 years from now, which is crazy. Yeah. But it's exciting stuff. This has never been done before. This is obviously the biggest expansion since California Adventure. And even California Adventure, I don't think they used their own parking lot. So let's be real. Right. Like this is a huge step. This needed the city of Anaheim's approval. And it's a big deal for the resort, which is, yeah,
and I think it's going to hugely affect the entire city of Anaheim, because part of this budgeting also goes towards like affordable housing within the area. It goes towards road maintenance and fixing parts of the highways, all this other type of stuff. So I think the whole city of Anaheim altogether will see a huge impact and a huge change. And that could be the part that's taking the longest, that's planned out for later, is going to be a part of that. So I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that we still don't have answers to, but make sure you're following along either on the socials or here on the Disney Countdown Show for more information as we find out. We will let you know.
Absolutely. We'll keep you posted.
But something that is just as big of a crossover and expansion that we weren't expecting at all is the Disney Plus, Hulu, and HBO Max bundle.
We've come full circle, folks. It's cable again.
Girl, oh my gosh, you're right.
It's not even like these companies are just, it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh because this is exactly what happened at the season finale of Parks and Rec. Like everything just like, it was 3 companies in like the entire world that took over, like Chipotle and ExxonMobil or something, and then like another company. And this is exactly what's happening. Like Disney has taken over, is taking over everything. And now it's essentially like having cable again. It cracks me up.
Yeah. Oh, it's so interesting. And I don't know, because I don't know if we've actually really talked about it here on the show before, but just like cable in itself, if you are a younger person and you don't remember the days of cable, this is I was even confused about it. I was a PBS kid, public television kid. I didn't have cable myself, but it definitely feels that way of, I don't know how to really explain it, but, where was I going with this? I think I'm just the woman was too stunned to speak.
Really though. I mean, it is kind of a shocker. It's just so funny. And also it's, if you know HBO, y'all, the most racy shows are provided on that channel, and it's just very interesting that Disney has decided to bundle with them, or to work together. I get it. Hulu is the same thing. Let's be real. Hulu has just the exact same shows.
Now that we can see Hulu stuff, okay, what's interesting is that when you open up the My Disney Experience app, right? Or not the My Disney Experience, Disney Plus. Too many Disney apps. The Disney Plus app, you can see the Hulu shows there. And they're all, you can view them, but you can't save them. So like if you are like about to go fly on a plane and you want to go ahead and download some stuff so you can watch it Wi-Fi free, you have to have the separate Hulu app to be able to save those episodes.
Right.
And there's a couple of things that started popping up because Dad's been watching Shogun over on Hulu.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That one's been really popular. And so I'm seeing, since Dad's watching that, it's popping up other things on Hulu too. And I was just like, where are my Disney Mickey Mouse cartoons? I don't want you here. Why are you here? So I don't know. It's just I'm going to have to set up the kid parental locks on my own account. So that way I just see my cartoons. I don't want to see everything else.
Right.
I'm going to have to do the same thing too with the HBO. Cause I'm like, I don't want to see any of the stuff on Max. I don't have that for a reason. Well, doesn't Max have, the nanny though?
Yeah.
Or is it Paramount?
Yes.
Or no?
I don't know. I don't know about that one.
I do love
I'm
some
so bad
nanny.
with it.
I do love some episodes of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brianna said we need a Sopranos and Disney crossover now. Let's go.
Oh man,
No,
really though.
absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Oh man, it's so interesting. I mean, I get it. I get Disney wanting to have all the content and not collabing, but like legit bundling with these other companies. But yeah, that was an interesting move for sure. I was kind of shocked to see that. So anyway, if you want the bundle, you got your ad free and your ad options. So there's that.
But you know what doesn't have ads, but is beautiful and is, a great thing that happened here recently at Animal Kingdom.
Oh wait, I did see this. It's
how do you pronounce that? Is it Addax?
Addicts?
Addicts?
I think so.
It's a critically endangered species on the brink of extinction. Just had a baby.
Yeah, there's a new baby. Less than 100 still in the wild. Oh my gosh.
So Juniper is a 2-year-old Addicts. It kind of looks like how would you describe this animal for those that are trying? You might have to, if you are listening right now, you're gonna have to pull it up on Google to see a picture of this animal. It is spelled ADDAX.
This, I mean, it's a beautiful, like, I want to say
like a deer.
It's like a deer, but also like a ram-ish gazelle. It's got antelope. Thank you. Antelope is the word I was looking for. With these maleficent-looking horns.
Oh,
and
very
Maleficent the live action
horns.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
and the baby just looks like a little goat. But
it does, because the little horns are very, very tiny. They look like little goat horns. But yes, so Mama's name is Juniper and recently gave birth to her first calf, and his name is Julian.
Yeah.
Aww.
And so cute. I'm seeing a little video of them now. They are adorable. And they are currently at the backstage area of Animal Kingdom Lodge, and they will be added to the Animal Kingdom Lodge area in a little bit, but they're backstage bonding now. So,
so they won't be seen out on the safari necessarily. They are going to be lodge residents. They're DVC members over there.
Yes, they'll be joining the luxury area with the other animals. Oh, so cute. Oh man. Good news all around. We love when animals are being born.
Yes.
Oh,
well,
okay.
I heard that Chris has a new game for us. I don't think we've played this one before.
Yes, let's play a game. I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Hello, I'm back. We do have a new game.
Yay.
We haven't played it here before. It's called Disney Filibuster. So if you're unfamiliar with what a filibuster is, it's basically talking as long as you possibly can, usually in like a government setting, to keep things from going. It's basically how to disrupt government. And we're going to use it to disrupt this podcast for a few minutes. So we'll go back and forth. I have 2 topics for each of you, and you're just going to talk for 30 seconds about them.
Okay, let me get my coffee. So
I thought we were filibustering this entire episode. I was going to say, we were rambling a lot there for a second about how to make your reservation for Tiana Bayou Adventure.
That was a whole rant on its own. Whole filibuster.
So Danielle, we'll start with you. You're going to have 30 seconds to talk about the topic that I will give you.
Oh no.
We'll start with an easy one for both of you, and then we'll go to a slightly more difficult one for the last one. So for the next 30 seconds, as soon as I press this button, if you could please talk about Orange Bird.
Oh,
Now,
hello. Welcome to my talk about the Florida Orange Bird, also created in partnership with the Walt Disney World Company and the Florida Citrus Commission. When when Walt Disney, the Disney Company, was looking for sponsors for its brand new park being built over in the swamplands of Florida, they were reaching out to the Florida Citrus Commission, and they were like, "Hey, you want to sponsor us?" And they said, "Sure, why not?"
Nicely done. That was good timing.
That was
Very
only
well
the
done.
intro. I didn't even get into any of the meat and potatoes either.
Yeah, 30 seconds is short. Okay.
as expected, you crushed it.
Nailed it.
I am ready for my TED Talk, my hour-long TED Talk on Orange Bird.
Right.
I am prepared.
Can you imagine?
Hey, don't tempt me.
Don't tempt me. Yeah, don't tempt her. That's right.
That would be some interesting bonus content, actually. We'll chat about that offline. Megan, you're up next. Here we go. For the next 30 seconds, if you could talk about the history of DCA, starting now.
Oh man, okay, the history of DCA. So DCA first opened in 2001, and I was lucky to be there within the first couple months of it being open. We did the ever so infamous Superstar Limo. That was something, it was a ride that was supposed to be a roller coaster, was turned into a slow ride because of the unfortunate passing of Princess Diana. So the concept was changed. And then there was California Screamin', which is an absolutely fantastic roller coaster. And there was also Malibu, which is my favorite ride still to this day at DCA. Now it's gone.
So, my favorite part of that, first of all, RIP to Princess Diana, was that you brought up Princess Diana in that. That's just fun.
Superstar Limo has such a interesting history, and the fact that it failed so miserably. But that was the main part of why it failed, is because the concept was changed.
And that's where it's like, okay, that's a whole nother Ratatouille. So like we were just talking about how things were changed because of 2001 and Princess Diana being one of those. Around that time with the idea
the late 90s, yeah.
Late 90s, and how it was supposed to be you running away from the paparazzi.
Yes.
And so bad timing with that. And then during 2001, Lilo and Stitch, they weren't supposed to be flying the giant space like craft. They were flying a regular airplane through the mountains, and it got completely reanimated post 9/11. So it's so interesting to think how much like changed within those couple of years. And we have proof and documentation of what it was supposed to be beforehand. And anyway, sorry, that's a whole nother filibuster right there.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Danielle, for the next 30 seconds, can you please talk about the Incredicoaster, starting now?
So the Incredicoaster, one of Megan the Magical Millennial's favorite attractions, and the one that Danielle refuses to go on. However, I greatly love and appreciate the story of the Incredibles. I love watching ride-throughs of this attraction. Will I ever ride it? Absolutely. Anything that goes upside down, that does a loop-de-loop, and no, Danielle's not going to be going on this attraction, but I will continue to watch the ride videos because I love the theming so much.
Very
Nicely
good.
done.
Not too bad. Megan, it's your turn. For the next 30 seconds, can you please talk about Figment? And
How did I know that? Okay, I was gonna talk about Figment. Okay, I knew it. Okay, so Figment is a little purple dragon who I grew up on the West Coast, and I have no complete understanding of because everyone seems to love him over in Florida, and I'm like, who is that? Basically, I know that he is a purple dragon. He's part of the Journey into Imagination ride, and he's part of a lot of other things too. There was a first concept or first like whole thing of that the overlay. People really like that one more. This current one over at Epcot is not the best. He farts in your face, and it's just like, it's kind of gross. So I don't understand Figment. Sorry.
Yeah, ending on the farts in your face. I love that. That was 30 seconds you both had. I think if we do it next season, we may bump it up. I was considering 45 seconds to a minute. So let us know if
45
you
would
like.
be good.
Maybe message us and let us know if 30 seconds is too short. If we need to do longer, I'm more than happy to do that. But that was Disney filibuster.
I had imagined in my head that I was going to be assigned Figment. That was hilarious. And that is indeed what happened.
See, it just shows that Chris knows us too well because he knows I will never get on a Incredicoaster. And he knows, based off of our bonus episode, how much you dislike Figment.
Or I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. Like, they've never been my thing. I don't know.
That'll
Sorry.
be the next filibuster. Is Danielle teaching us the history of Figment and why he is purple in the first place, which I think I've talked about plenty of times before. But yes.
Well, thank you so much, Chris. That was fun. I would love to do that one again. And yeah. But okay, let's get into our countdown, Danielle, which we haven't even said what we're doing at all this episode yet.
Girl.
Sorry, everybody.
Nobody's surprised. At this point, our regulars are just like, oh yeah, Danielle, we're just going to have to guess what the conversation is just based off the title of this episode, and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's definitely in the title, but yes. We are counting down our top 5 Disney couples, everybody. Hooray!
Now, we did not give ourselves basically any parameters for this, correct?
No parameters.
So this could be any Disney couple. This could be Pixar. This can be Disney animated films. This could be live action. It could be whatever.
Yes.
And
yep.
I'm not happy with my list. We're just going to go ahead and say that. I don't know. So we're doing we're only doing our top 5. And then our 6 through 10 is going to be part of our bonus episode. And so make sure you are subscribed over on Spotify or Apple if you want to hear that episode, or make sure you're part of our Patreon. And we'll see how this goes, I think is really what it's going to be. Because maybe as I'm like dissecting my top 5, it might rearrange where my bonus episode ones are.
Okay. I mean, it honestly, this one was a little tougher. For some reason, every single time I was trying to think of someone to like organize or put in the list, I thought of that filter on TikTok. The one where you actually like bracket the Disney couples. Have you seen that thing? Oh my God. Or you rank them in their little tiers. I couldn't get that thing out of my head.
I think it's another one of these things. I'm over analyzing it, guys. It's only 5 couples. This should not be that hard. And then I'm going through and I'm like,
analyzing.
Is their communication toxic though? Did they get bumped down for that reason?
Did this start off with a lie? Because I don't like that. Is there
exactly.
gaslighting involved? Yeah.
Girl,
manipulation. Oh man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, here, I think you should go ahead and start us off, Megan.
Okay, I could do that. Okay. So I feel pretty confident in my list. So number 5 is going to be Tiana and Naveen from Princess and the Frog. Okay.
Ooh.
And here is my explanation of that. So, number 1, if you guys have seen Magic Happens over at Disneyland, they are literally my icons of that parade. Just them together in their beautiful little like mossy float. Oh, they're both stunning. So love them together, and I love them as frogs a lot because of how much they learn about each other and themselves throughout the story. And then obviously at the end they're in love happily ever after. You know, she's the princess and she gets her restaurant. But it was just like, obviously he's this like, you know, greedy rich prince that comes in and you're like, oh, he just, you know, all he wants is girls and like the luxurious life. And that's also what he wants when he first gets turned into a frog. He's like, I want to go back to being human so I can just live my golden life again. Right. But then he learns so much with her, and like, I don't know. I feel like they're so cute. And I'm trying to like explain this as like, you know, they're actually like, they're really good for each other. They're strong individually and as a couple. So I don't know.
Well, and that's where I think we really like them also, because Tiana she saw Prince Naveen from a distance at the party of what he looked like in his human form, but she did not associate her feelings with him and his human form. It was mostly his personality when he was a frog.
Right.
And I kind of love that.
Me too. And that is why I had to put them in my top 5. Yeah. I know a lot of people would actually consider this to be like top 3, but I will get to that. So there's my number 5. All right, what's yours?
That. Well, okay, so mine, I don't know why. I think it's because it's the side of TikTok and social media that I'm on right now. I went with number 5 being Hercules and Meg.
Love that. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because as I was over processing this, and I was really thinking about this, Hercules just likes Meg in general. And I think the reason why is because Hercules, if you look at his character, the way he talks and everything, yeah, he's like a gym bro, but he's really a Labrador.
He is. Right? He's a golden retriever boyfriend. Yes.
He's a Labrador, a retriever boyfriend.
Yep.
And you know what retriever boyfriends all love? goth girls. And
A
Meg
black
is
cat
the
woman.
ultimate
Yes.
goth girlfriend.
Yes.
And they go along so well together. They are the ultimate power couple, and it's great.
It is. It truly is. And that is why they're my number 4 couple. So
Oh, it's even better. Yes. See, okay, but you totally agree. Retriever,
you're taking my
boyfriend and goth girlfriend.
absolutely.
Right?
You're taking my whole explanation, just the words right out of my mouth. He literally saves her from death. Literally. And goes in and risks his own life to save her from death. So that is also why they're at my number 4. And also, yes, it's Meg. We share a name, kind of. We share half a name. Yes, I love their relationship. Obviously, she is being pulled by Hades and working for Hades, but realizes, oh, I actually do love this man. And screw you, Hades. And then, things happen, bad things happen, but Hercules ends up saving her and literally giving up his life as a god to be with her. So that's why they're top 5.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, she's literally hanging out with like the devil, and he's just like, but I love you, and you're pretty, and you're really nice.
You're so confident and independent, and I love that. See, come on, that's amazing.
Totally.
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad you agreed with me for number 5 and your number 4.
Oh yeah, yep. There's my number 4.
Well,
we're,
I guess
we're on the same page.
So my number 4, okay, this one ended up being Buzz and Jessie, and I know you don't like
Really?
Buzz and Jessie.
Oh god. Okay. Give it to me. I got to hear the explanation for this one.
I don't know why. This is maybe they only got extra bonus points because they're one of my favorite. It's not really a trope. It's I guess
it's kind of a trope.
It's kind of a trope. The spaceman and the cowgirl. I love that idea, like the 2 different worlds, the professional military man and the girl that's with nature that literally can yodel at animals. And yet they find love because all of a sudden he took one samba dance class and she's like, oh, he's got moves, and I love it when he speaks Spanish. This is my man. I love that so much.
And he's kind of he gets to be a little like golden retriever too. He swoons over her at first, I think,
totally
or something like
does.
that. Yeah,
he gets all Twitter pated by Jessie, and I love that.
Okay. I see it. At least it wasn't Woody and Bo Peep. That's all I'm gonna say.
We don't like them. I don't. I think, y'all, this is a hot take, and people are either going to agree with me or they're going to disagree with us. I don't know what it is about Bo Peep, but she's toxic girlfriend material. I don't know why.
A little bit.
I don't think she's healthy for Woody. Just saying. But Buzz and Jessie, I think they're a healthy relationship, very supportive of each other, and they have great communication skills in the toy box. I think it's great.
You know what? You got good points. That gives them a little bit more of an edge, more likability to them for me. Right. So, well done. Very well done.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so my number 3 is going to be Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. Now,
yes,
I know it's so cliche. They are probably one of the top 3 Disney couples for a lot of people, but there's a reason for that, right? They're so flipping cute together. Yes, he starts out as a criminal, literally wanting to just steal from her, but ends up taking her on this massive adventure to a place that she had been wanting to visit her entire life, and he finds out the biggest secret about her. Gets a little freaked out at first, but eventually is like, okay, no, we can work with this. That's okay. And they go and they explore together, and they go to the lantern. That's the lantern scene with I See the Light. You cannot deny that is one of the most romantic animated Disney scenes of all time.
Was your choice swayed at all because of the videos that we've been seeing of the Tokyo?
A little bit of Fantasy Springs, absolutely, and the fact that I was in Animation Academy yesterday and I saw that scene twice when all the lights go on in the building. It's my favorite thing of all time.
It is.
Yes.
It is one of the best scenes that they reproduce and create over in the animation studio. It is.
It's
it is
all.
great to watch.
All of the screens are filled with the lanterns, and it's beautiful. So yes, it's a little swayed, but they're endgame for me, and I just. When they, make a little fun Easter egg appearance in Frozen, walking in the coronation together, I'm like, oh, look, see, they made it. They're still together. Anyway, so yeah, there's Rapunzel and Flynn. How could you not like Flynn Rider? Come on.
That's true. And I don't know. I did not include them, surprisingly enough, in my list.
I should say that it's actually Eugene Fitzgerald, right?
It's
For
true.
his real name.
It is
Okay,
Eugene
excuse me.
Fitzgerald.
It's his real name.
And they make a huge point of that in the animated show.
Yes,
later on.
Yes, they do.
Like, I guess there's one scene where his, like, a girl that likes him from when he was a thief and a villain, she kept calling him Flynn, and she's like, and then Rapunzel's like literally stealing back her man, and she's like, no, his name is Eugene, and he's like, I love you. It's really cute, their whole dynamic, even in the show. So yeah, I would say their relationship is very strong, and it continues forward past just the movie, and it's canon in the rest of the series too.
So it's so cute. I love them both so much. So yep, number 3.
Oh,
There she
very
is.
good. My
Nice.
number 3 is your number 5, Tiana and Naveen.
Oh yay!
And
yay.
I don't know. I just Naveen probably was my first Disney Prince crush, and like he's so cool.
He's a good looking animated dude. That's all I'm
He's
gonna say.
a good looking animated dude. I really like Naveen. You know, all the girls are swooning over Rapunzel or Flynn Rider, right? Eugene and his animation style. Everybody has a crush on him. I'm like, no. Naveen's got
where
the
it's at.
real smolder. He's the one that did that first. And
Right.
yeah, so he's sitting there pretty for the exact same reasons as your reasons that you gave, and their dynamic, the whole thing is why they're sitting at number 3.
Very, very nice. I had a feeling Prince and the Frog or Tiana and Naveen were going to end up in your top 5. So yay. I do love them so much. Okay.
Number 2.
My number 2 is going to be Anna and Kristoff from Frozen and Frozen 2. And all the
I
other
was kind of
shorts.
guessing if this one was going to show up in your list or not.
Yeah. I love them together. I'm a huge Kristoff stan. He's just, to me, the total golden retriever boyfriend. Will do anything for Anna. Obviously, he made a whole ballad about it in the second movie. Like, listen, I'm gonna propose to you.
You know, it's not true love.
Am I
unless he
supposed to
sings an
follow
80s
you?
power ballad to you?
That's what I'm saying. Or at least, it has this image of one in his head or something like that. If you don't hear the 80s rock love song, Is It True Love? So, it's just from the first one to the second, the little dirty joke that comes at the end, I think, of Frozen 2 is great. And I don't know if you guys know what I'm referencing. There's leather involved. So I think they have such a cute, very, very like true love dynamic. And I've always been a big fan of them since the first movie. So
You know what I was thinking about their relationship is that it never comes up in conversation that she's a princess and that he is literally, he sells ice for a living. So
exactly.
So where I feel like Tiana and Naveen, there was obviously a difference of like, he was a prince, even though he was cut off. And then she
There
was just a
class
waitress.
disparity.
There was
Yes.
class disparity, where here
Yeah.
in Frozen, in the world of Arendelle, there is no class disparity. Okay.
Yeah.
They're just like, nope, even though he's an ice harvester, no, he's the next king. It's great.
Yeah, it's fine. You're cool. Awesome. Yeah. So that's number 2. I made this list just naming off these couples, and I was like, yeah, they are literally top 2 for me. So yeah, there it
All
is.
right.
How about yours? What's your number 2?
So Brianna, one of our Patreon members, asked, wait, is this including all things Star Wars and Marvel too? Technically, yes.
Oh yeah, yes.
This list can encompass anything within the Disney universe. So no, mine is not Star Wars or Marvel. Mine's Muppets. I know that's not where people are thinking this is going. And no, it's not Miss Piggy and Kermit. Okay. I actually think they're a toxic couple. The
I think
most
so, too.
perfect couple in the Muppets is Gonzo and Camilla the chicken.
Oh my god.
They are amazing. Gonzo is so respectful of his chicken girlfriend, and they are the couple that has been the most consistent throughout Muppets history since the 70s. They are iconic. They did not go through a toxic breakup period like Kermit and Miss Piggy did in 2016. Okay. And,
Oh my God.
no, she is so supportive of him. And even though she speaks a totally different language, Gonzo still understands her. And they do yoga together, and it's beautiful.
That is amazing. I know nothing about anything about. I didn't even know Gonzo was in a relationship with the chicken. So
No, and
I trust you.
Gonzo, because he's like an alien species, right? We know this from this is going to be another filibuster.
That
okay?
I
This is
do know.
Danielle
I've seen that movie. I've seen that movie.
So
Mhm.
he's considered an alien, but for the longest time he's just a thing.
Mhm.
But out of all the Muppets in the Muppet universe that he is attracted to, he's attracted to birds. And specifically chickens, he finds the most attractive, but Camilla is
So
the most
funny.
attractive and the most perfect chicken out of all the chickens.
That's so oh my God, that's so hilarious.
So they're sitting at my
Okay.
number 2.
Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Well, let us know if you agree with Danielle's pick there.
I consider
'Cause-
myself my own Camilla, and I'm just waiting for my own Gonzo, is really what it is.
Yes, aren't we all?
We
It's
all are.
amazing. Yes.
Okay, just jump from it. What's your number
You're
1?
inspiring me to watch more Muppets. I just have I'm so in the dark about that relationship. Okay. Well, okay, so we are here at number 1, y'all. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Of course, if you'd like to send us a DM, leave a review, agreeing, disagreeing with our list, feel free to do so. We do have a bonus episode
Do
coming
you
out very
also
soon.
agree that Camilla and Gonzo are,
Yeah.
are couple goals? Let us know.
Let us know. We do have a bonus episode with our 6 through 10 Disney couples. So if one you're like, well, why did that not make your list? It's probably in our 6 through 10. So if you want to
Probably.
listen to that one, you can become a paid subscriber or join our Patreon. We got the link in our episode notes. But thank you again so much for listening. We appreciate you being here. All right, number 1. Okay, yes, this is not going to be Disney animated. I went off of that for just this one because it's Carl and Ellie. Man, they just we get very little glimpses in terms of like obviously compared to all the other couples, because this is like, that's the whole movie. This is the beginning of the movie, but just seeing the few minutes that we get with Carl and Ellie, that this is a couple that was destined for each other. They were meant to be together. They have stuck through so many hardships in their lives, and they saw it to the very end, and Carl was there until the very end. And it makes me so emotional. It brings up these emotions in me that, like, it's sad, but it's also really, really touching and also very happy because, it's just that she was with him and therefore life was fulfilled. And the fact that they met in childhood and they were so cute together as kids. So yeah, I had to put Carl and Ellie at number 1 because I love them. Yeah.
See,
So-
I did not include them in my list only because I feel like I didn't know enough about Ellie for the glimpses that we saw of her. And
that's fair.
So that's why they didn't make my list. But I agree, they were in part of my conversation because I had to talk to the Dapper family as I'm making this list. I'm verbally processing with them over FaceTime of deciding, okay, who should make my list, who should not make my list. This is how much I overthought this, y'all. And we were like, I don't know if they should make it into, they would make my like maybe top 15, but maybe not in the top 10.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just they seem like it's just they had a great life together. So yeah.
Yes.
What is your number 1 though?
My number 1, I don't know. Am I too basic for this? I'm going from like 180, right? So I go from Gonzo and Camilla to my number 1 being Mickey and Minnie Mouse.
That's what. Oh, it's a Mickey. Okay, yeah, great.
And I think some people are just like, really, Danielle? That's such a basic answer. And I'm like, yeah, but specifically from the 2013 Mickey Mouse shorts. Okay? The quotes, the one-liners from Mickey and Minnie in this short series. There's one episode where like Mickey's a hoarder, right? Which is crazy. Like that's even a conversation. But Mickey's a hoarder basically. And she's like, there's hardly any room in here for me. And then he peeks through the doorway. He's like, there's room for you in my heart. So goofy. And I love their conversations and their one-liners. And here recently on TikTok, I've gotten onto the compilation side of people splicing all their dialogue. And I just really, really love Mickey and Minnie's one-liners back and forth to each other. Mm-hmm. And yes, they get into arguments. They argue every once in a while, but they eventually reconcile, and they realize that both of them have their own little struggles, and they communicate that, and it's great. And that's why I love them so much.
Oh, I love that. I really like that you put them at number one because, I mean, obviously they are the all-time Disney couple. And yes, they have so many little, like, great conversations, great episodes that they have together, adventures they go on. I mean, there's endless amounts of, like, you know, adventures of Mickey and Minnie Mouse. So they are not, by the way, not married. But yes, they are a couple.
That was almost the reason why I was like, okay, maybe they shouldn't be number one, because that's like some serious commitment issues. They've been dating for like over 90 plus years, man. And he still hasn't put a ring on it yet.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll ever see the day of that happening, but they are a couple for sure. So yeah, I do like that you have them at number one. I think they would make a lot of people. I don't know why it was just so. I didn't feel like putting them in my top 5. Sorry, Mickey and Minnie. But that's really cute and a great explanation. So well done. Well done. Oh,
Appreciate
yay.
it.
I'm glad we had a few similarities in our list, but also some big, vast differences. And I really like that.
This makes me concerned for the bonus episode, because I'm wondering which ones didn't make
It'll
your
make
list.
sense. Oh, it'll 100%
It'll make sense.
Oh, yeah. I got them all
Okay.
right here. Yeah.
Well, make sure y'all are listening again over either through paid Spotify or Apple subscriptions or on our Patreon. And we will see y'all next time.
Yes. Yeah. Thank y'all so much for listening. And until next week, have a very magical day.
And night, sleep tight, dream of churros tonight. You know, I even have like somebody made a background for like an iPhone lock screen, and it's like a really cringy collage, and it's all of Camilla and Gonzo. I might be setting that as my background now after this conversation.
Oh my God. Please do.
I will.
Oh man. To have your name at the end of our new episodes and to receive a bunch of magical perks, please check out our Patreon via the link in the episode notes.
Or visit patreon.com/Disney Countdown Show. We'll see you there.